Yo, what's up everyone and welcome to the official tier list for Elden Ring. No one's ever done this and I'm the first to do it, so that's cool. Also, why am I getting ads for like a hearing aid? But yes, as I've said before, I was gonna do a full-on like Soulspawn plus Sekiro plus Elden Ring tier list, but I feel like that'll take like 30 hours at least. And I do not have that time today, but I will still do it. I really want to do a tier list of like all the bosses of all the FromSoft games. But if you didn't know, I just finished 2 runs of Elden Ring. You can go watch that entire series if you want. If you don't want to, then leave a like on this video, please. Anyway, I'm gonna explain all the stuff that I'm gonna factor into this after the intro, so please enjoy the video and cue the intro. So just want to has like all of the extra bosses too, because that's important. There are some of them that are really good. And you might be wondering, how are you going to rate this? Is there an objective list? And yes, you've come to the right place. If you don't want that, this is literally just going to be my personal favorites in terms of everything. It's going to be in terms of how cool I think they are. It's going to be in terms of how good the fight is, of course, mechanically. How fun the fight feels and how smooth it is. It's going to be how sick and epic it is, because that's very important to me. And even music. We're going to factor in all of that. Of course, things might change in the future, but this is how I feel right in this very moment. A couple days after I finished my first run. The hell is this? So, first, Battle Mage Hugoos. Simply not what he's called. I met my first one down in the Crystal Cave below Raya, I think. Hammered me once and killed his ass, and we met this guy, of course, at some point. Saw like 3 of his moves, and I feel like we're gonna put him as C, because I don't know who you are. Beast of Farum Arsula. This is one of the first bosses in the entire game, if you actually follow the way. I mean, I went to like everything else before coming to this guy, but I did play against him in the test and it was fun. He's a cool fight, and it's sick that he's just a Beast of Farum Arsula, which is just a normal mob when you actually get to that point. Not to mention, 90% of all these bosses are just normal mobs, by the way. So I'm gonna put this guy at B for now. I don't know where the standard is right now, so I might move them up or down at some point. Probably not up. Bell-bearing Hunter. I really like this fight, actually. Of course, we have lots of versions of this guy that will be coming up soon, but definitely a good fight. This is the thing, I'm probably gonna move everyone down. We're gonna put him in high B, maybe low A, but we'll see. Next we got the Dragon. Boreal, the freezing fog. Now, this motherfucker jump scared me, so he's definitely going in A. This is, as many of the others, almost the same exact fight. It's a dragon fight. There are lots of variants of them. I really like these dragon fights. I think they're some of the most fun that FromSoft have ever made, because it features horse riding. Not to mention the music. The music for these guys, oh my god. It was my very first favorite theme of the entire game, because it slaps. This part, okay, listen to this. How can you not like this part? Here we go. This. But the thing is, this guy's sick too. We're gonna put this guy, we're gonna put him B. No, but we're gonna put him A. We're gonna put him low A. Don't worry, we'll change around when I feel like it. We got Cemetery Shade. Now, this boss fight, he gets like 2-shot. It doesn't matter what weapon you're using. So I'm gonna rank this guy not as the one I missed that one time. That's one where he's just alone. That one's not that sick. The other one though, where he has like so many guys with him, it sounds like and looks like it sucks ass, but it's, in my experience, pretty fun, because I just love the concept of this guy just teleporting around. He's like 2 or 3 hits, but he's the most scary looking goat fucker, and I just really like the design of him. It literally reminds me of Krampus. Like, it's pretty cool. Low B. Kindred Knight. Now, this is just another normal enemy later. This was a sick fight when we first met them in the cave, though. I believe it was in the Mount Gelmir, just as you get there and you go to the left from the Volcano Manor place. That's that Stone Sword Key Cave, and this is the Scarlet Rot place. First time we meet and come in contact with the Scarlet Rot fuckers, other than Kaled, of course, but I didn't really go there. And immediately, the resemblance is striking to what we've seen in the trailers at this point. I loved that. I was like, holy shit, this is one of her knights. The fight itself isn't crazy though, because again, it's just a normal guy. But I like it. I love the design. I love the lore that I don't know. And just like as an enemy, they're cool. And I love their little disc attacks and stuff. I'm gonna put you below here. Next up, we got Commander Nile. This guy right here is my fucking guy. I've only killed him once. I've only fought him once because we first shot him somehow. But holy shit. that was a good fight. One of my favorite multiple fights. So the thing is, with a fight like the Crucible Knights, the double Crucible Knight fight, we're gonna get to that later, you're just running away 95% of the time. Because you're like trying to just poke whenever you can find a way to poke. With Commander Nile at least, he has these two spawns that are fucked up. Like they follow you, they're aggressive as hell, but they do not have Crucible Knight health bars. So if you're pretty good at the game, you know the AI, you're rolling around a little bit, every time you dodge, get a little hit in there. You can probably kill him in like 5 to 10 hits, not too bad, and when you get one down, obviously the next one is easier. Meanwhile, Nile is like doing spin attacks and shit, I don't know what he's doing. And you're like, oh, it's another commander fight, right? Because we fought a commander back in the Kindred area at this point. But once I killed both ads and Commander Nile went fucking Super Saiyan 2 on me, that shit was so hype and I got so scared because he just flew at me and he did that fucking Captain Hook X kick with his weird sword Bayonetta blade. I shat myself. Like I actually shat myself doing that. It was so fucking cool. Also at this point the health bars are pretty damn chunky depending on when you got here. And it was just a sick fucking fight, man. I loved this fight. I'm gonna put you as the first person in S because you deserve it, Nile. Black Blade Kindred. This was actually the first gargoyle guy we fought. Didn't know he was a gargoyle at this time. And I was pretty damn low level when I did this compared to what you should be. But that also meant I actually had a lot of fun with this fight. The problem was of course that he could pretty much one-shot me. But having those fights actually improves your plays later because we're gonna meet a few more of these guys later in the game. And that helped me defeat them so much easier because now he's killed me like what 3-4 times. I know all the moves now and the fights will be even better now next. I really enjoy this fight. I'm gonna put you actually low A. Black Knife Assassin. This is another normal guy. He stabs you in the neck. I think here the concept is what's almost carrying this fight. The fight itself is he's just jumping around, being cool. I love the design, I love the concept. Is it as fun as some of the other stuff? I don't think so. I'm gonna put you below Clean Rot and all the Cemetery Shade stuff. For now, we'll see what happens later. So Bloodhound Knight Darrywill. This was my first ever jail fight in the test place thing, I think. And this guy of course gives off like vibes of Dark Souls 3 or even like Artorias feel. Love like the Beast and Knight kind of thing. It's so cool. He's flying around. He does his little shadow steps and stuff around you. It's very enjoyable. I'm gonna put you high B, maybe even low A. He's a very solid early fight. Next we got Balls. This was the giant carrion knight with like mage stuff. He's also pretty cool. I kind of like him. I will put you high C though because it didn't really last that long and you're not that memorable, but you're fucking cool. Now the Commander Nile fight, I can only really place this because of how my experience with it was, because all of our experiences are gonna be 100% different. Literally all of them. I loved the concept of the commander stuff. They're like horn, they're calling in reinforcements and shit. He had a lot of them, but I don't know what happened. I just stood there slapping him. No one else hit me. It was weird. So I'm gonna put him high C. I mean, the thing is, if he had done even half of what Nile did, he would have been higher, but yeah, I think Nile being up here is proof enough that I love this fight. Now, Crucible Knight. My first challenge, and one of the only, like, real challenges we had in this game. He has high armor, he can't be bled. I went to him very early on, but it was also one of my favorite fights in the very beginning and for a long time. It really did feel like Dark Souls 1, but better in terms of combat. It was a very Artorias-esque fight. It was like dodge, all these like knight combos, very telegraphed, very nice. Gotta be careful with your stamina, gotta only get one hit or two in at very certain points. And then when you hit the halfway point, he becomes fucking Dragonite. He does his sick ass fucking plunge attack. He does his cool fucking double tail whip attack. He's mixed it in on some of his other combos, so you kind of gotta change the way you were playing before, but not too much, just enough to like add an extra dodge roll and time that shit. Amazing fight. I'm actually gonna put you low S. Honestly, you deserve it. I know they are like easy later because you can just slap them up fast. Some people are just fucking frustrating to get stuck on, others feel good, and he's one of those people. Next we got Decaying X-Sykes. This was such a surprise to me. Like, I was just roaming around and it was fucking sick just out of nowhere. This Scarlet Rot Dragon is there. Also, in my case, he just jumped up and he stood on a branch. I don't know what happened there. But, of course, it is a dragon fight. I will actually put him lower than Borealis, though. Simply... actually, now that I think about it, Borealis killed me once because he had this stupid-ass roar where just, like, does damage all around you. You can't even see where it is. Oh, put this guy down here. Put them both down here. This guy though, design-wise, I think my favorite variant of this specific dragon, though I think what puts him below here is because of his stupid Scarlet Rot fog. It just like, it literally does it just to run away and look at him for 5 seconds. That's what that does. The way he like breathes the Scarlet Rot, I like that. I don't like when they like bomb down and just have fog everywhere. Next we got Demi-Human Queen, Margaret, and Maggie. Now I fought these guys like very late because this is one of the bosses you guys told me to go back and do. So I didn't really get the full experience because I just went up there and slapped their nuts away. But I like the concept of them. I love their designs. I'm gonna put them down here. Demi-Human Chief. This was one of the first fights again in both test and this playthrough. It's a double fight as well, but you can actually just aggro one and that's fine. So if you're a bit tactical about it, it's fine. They go kind of mental and it has a very Bloodborne feel to it. Especially the music is going fucking mental down there. And I think for that alone, we're gonna put you low B. Divine Bridge Golem. Holy shit. The first feeling I got when this motherfucker, or not this divine guy, but just one of these guys on Stormhill just like assembled himself and stood there and threw rocks at my face and shit. It was amazing. That feeling was great. Without him being big and without his design, I don't think I'd like him. But he's cool. I'll put him in low B just because of how memorable he is, especially design-wise. Very cool. Next we got Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. Now this guy, we also came to at a point where we had a lot of damage, but this is just a better version of the other Dragonkin Soldier fight we had when we fought that way too early, where he literally one-shot with every single move. So we did a no-hit run on him. That was kind of fun too. So I'm gonna base it off both of those. And also, we actually fucked him up so hard that he didn't even get to use his cool moves. And if you factor in his cool fucking moves, I think we're gonna put this guy high B. Maybe even low, you know what, low A, because dragons, you can't go wrong with dragons, let's be honest here. Design-wise, dragons are fucking cool. This is a Dragonkin Soldier. His legs are fucked up too. I love the way it's like, it just crawls towards you with his, oh, it's scary as hell. I love it. Erd Tree Avatar. Now this is something I actually thought in the beginning were gonna be a bigger part of the game. Obviously I thought like every big boss was gonna be at the Erd Trees, right? Turns out that's not the case. They're just these guys normally, different variants of this guy. Not a bad fight. It's fun. I used holes on 90% of them. I'll put him like below Bell Bearing. Next up we got Erdtree Bor... Let's just put him D, man. I don't know. It's just a fucking piece of shit cat. That's not even a dog. Nah, but he's actually pretty sick. I do love the more animated designs. Just the way he like slip and spin. You know, that shit. It's pretty cool. And the drop attack and all that. We'll actually put you low C. We won't join this guy. He's just been there alone for the entire time. Asgard Priest of Blood. I don't think I killed it. Wait, holy shit. This was one of the 1% of bosses I didn't kill. Maybe the only one. I can't place this guy because I haven't fought him. Put you down here below. Alright, well, that's something I gotta do in the third one then. Good thing we did this. Falling Star Beast. This choice might be pretty controversial because I've heard some people really fucking hate this fight. And when I first got in there, I was thinking, oh no, it's Blazing Bull. I'm about to hate my life. Surprisingly though, I went to this guy like 20 to 30 levels below what was recommended. And he wanted to two-shot me, but dude, I really like this fight. It felt so much like a Neo 2 fight to me. Something about the design plus the way it played, it felt so much like it. I feel like if you've played through that, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, as I said, I met him pretty early on, so that means I had to play very carefully. And after dying like 5 or 6 times to him, I knew everything about him, and the fight itself actually felt really good, and you could dodge everything. I'm actually gonna put you high A, if not low S. We'll see what happens. Lovely fight. And if I had to give a tip, don't care about his head. That he has like one move where he like stands there and you can hit him once or twice in the head. Don't care about the head otherwise, just hit him. Next up we got the Fell Twins. Just 2 normal guys in a room that's very dark. I like the arena idea. It's obviously exactly like the 4 kings. Yeah, we're gonna put you low C here. No, I don't dislike you, but it's just also just normal. Dragonkin Soldier. I actually created like a beautiful tactic against this guy if you watch my playthrough, because this is the guy that one-shots me no matter what. So yeah, the fight itself is pretty fun. I think we're just gonna put you low B here. I will keep Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella up here because I know that they're more cool. That's the reason. Next up, we got Dragon Lord Platypus. I still don't understand how, like, there are lots of optional bosses, as we've seen in my other playthrough here. 90% of the bosses are optional. This guy is like on another level optional though. This is like you have to do some steps to do it and have to find it and shit. And come on now, he has his own fucking cutscene for an optional boss in Fire Marsala. This boss fight is fucking insane. And I think hands down my favorite dragon fight in all of FromSoft's games. The arena is unbeatable unpredictable. It was so fucking cool. It was literally like going into like in Pokemon. Imagine that, right? And you find Rayquaza for the first time in like this sky pillar place. That's what you imagine like that would be like. The wonder of that. And then the slow, silent walk towards him. You see lightning in the background, the fucking cloudy ass skies. No sound. That's literally no sound. And he's just hanging there completely still in the air. This egg-looking two-headed fuck. And then he descends and the music starts slowly. And you see how his heads are like curved and shit. And that he's probably missing a lot of heads too. It's like such Ghidorah vibes. It was so good. One of my favorite fights in the game, honestly. So we're gonna put you above Nile. And the only reason I'm gonna put you above Nile is not because the fight is better, but because of how fucking epic it was. How they even added the sound cutting out for certain attacks and cutting back in when he comes to attack you. And of course the final show where he just got the laser shit. You have to run towards him. It's fucking explosions everywhere. The spectacle of that was one of my favorites in the entire game. I think you deserve the #1 spot for now. And next we are moving on to Eldon Beast. I've only fought you twice and I first tried you both times. But dude, Eldon Beast, what a fight it is. With one of my favorite OSTs in the entire game. I literally used it in the previous video and I used it in the video before that as well. This OST is godly. It is yet another perfect FromSoft final boss. They just do it every time. When you beat Radan and you get into this giant water universe realm and you see this legendary beast in front of you, and the music starts to like, that feeling is so celestial. It's crazy. It instead of like feeling somber and sad or epic and high octane, it felt like we're just looking at a literal god, like the source of all living matter kind of deal, you know? I even said in the video, it felt like we were just fighting the first ever living being, and it's just spot on the theme of what Elden Ring has felt like, especially after obviously being down in the Eternal City and all that. It was just so good. And also the fight itself is fun. It's pretty damn easy because it's so telegraphed, and I've definitely done it on purpose. It's a fight that takes pretty long. It's the fight that took the longest for me, even though I was running after him and taking him whenever we could. They've really stretched it out by making him like go far away and do these giant fly moves. Like, not to mention that light attack it does, or it does too. It does like one way, like raises its weird wing things and all the holy shit comes out of it and shoots after you, and it does the thing where it flies up in a circle and you see like the kind of runes up there. I don't know, man. I think it's unmatched in terms of just the spectacle there. These two could honestly be whichever way. They're both incredible fights and very, very memorable. Two of my favorite like big fights. This guy's just a better version of the Bell-bearing hunter, right? He gives a legendary weapon and he's up in this little poison castle there. Really lovely fight. We're gonna put you in low S. I did mention this with the Bell-bearing hunter because he's a short, very little version of it. Obviously, I just love the like ranged sword attacks. It's so creative and it's so cool, and it's literally made to like stop you from healing. You're like, oh shit, I gotta heal. I dodge backwards. He's like slapped you 3 times, so you gotta time that with being able to dodge those attacks before you can get a heal in and shit. He's got a little dash attack. He's got the grab, which I love. Very, very amazing fight. Fierce Champion. This was like a little thing where a lot of guys come running for you. Nothing too special. We can put you in C. Next up, we got the Fire Giant. Now, this fight also, I think, will be pretty controversial. I think the people who really appreciate the game design and the spectacle of it all will love this fight, and others will be like, oh, its health is too fucking big. I can't see anything. The camera sucks. To me, though, he's up here. He's definitely up here. Probably just below Nile. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This fight was the closest to Shadow of the Colossus field in terms of just the scale of everything. He's fucking massive. The music blasting, his fire moves, the way he just hidden away in a shackle and you like break it and he goes on his knees. His second phase starts, he takes off his fucking leg. You see more of his stomach, mouth and eye. Very inspired by some mythologies. I think they mostly all are. Just so good. I loved it. Flying Dragon Aguil. Here's a classic. I'm gonna have to put you just above these because you are like so cool. The entrances of these dragons are just amazing. You're just running along this little swamp area there and suddenly, boom, a fucking dragon comes flying down and slaps it and that music starts. It's pretty much the same as the others, but we're gonna put you above just for that entrance and just because you're so memorable and you're an icon. Just saying. The full-grown Falling Star Beast, it's the same as this one. I mean, I didn't see any difference between these. The normal Falling Star doesn't do the gravity stuff a lot, but the one in the cave does, but it's also just a Falling Star Beast. The full-grown does the same as the one in the cave, but not the same as technically this one. So maybe we should take this guy down, because he doesn't have the magic stuff, right? Well, where do we put this guy? Still a fun fight, it's just not that long. Yeah, we'll put you below here. It's a pretty good fight. Next we got the Glintstone Dragon Smerag. Same as the others. So we're gonna put you actually below Dragonkin. In fact, maybe Dragonkin goes up a little bit. Above this one at least. Actually above these two. Agil deserves to be above, but like this, yes. Smerag is pretty cool. He's got the crystal ornament stuff. Godfroy, it says gifted, but I'm pretty sure it's grafted. Which is just Godric again. And Godric, as a battle, is pretty fucking cool. I'm gonna put you here. I still think the Falling Star Beast deserves this spot. Maybe I'll even move him up to low S. Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. Now, I'm gonna assume we're gonna put this guy on the thing as his full fight, right? Like also when he's lion mode. This is honestly one of my mechanically favorite fights in the entire game. The way you're just dodging around all the time, managing your stamina, getting the opening, hitting him, dodge, hitting him, dodge, hitting him, dodge, without any one-hit abilities and shit, you know, making it at least that fair. And just the way that he's literally the first Elden Lord, and we've seen his art, his fucking pictures like on the wallpaper stuff. And he's fucking this shaman king guy with a spirit above him of a lion, and he then kills and becomes all bloody and becomes like this weird Scottish wrestler with one of the coolest moves I only just saw yesterday, where he like throws you in the sky and fucking tombstones you like a WWE Undertaker move. It's an awesome fight, and just mechanically plus music plus lore, he deserves to be up here. I think we'll put him just above Nile. I don't know, man. Nile is so sick though. You know what? Now we'll put him here. Godric the Grafted. Well, it's the same as this, so we'll put him up here. Boom. His design is fucking ridiculously cool, but it's not the most fun fight and it's not the worst, so he deserves this spot here. Goskin Apostle. This is actually a very fun little fight. I love the little phase 2 stage there where he goes fucking long cat mode. It's beautiful. So we're gonna put him low A. Godskin Duo. Mentioned this the first time I fought them. Did them on a second try. They are actually one of my favorite double fights. I think they removed some of the issues I have with Ornstein and Smo, where they felt more like, you know, the Crucible Knights just going fucking ham on you. You have to find little openings and stuff. And I like the concept of like you kill one and then it's dead for a while, but this gives you time to just like try and go mental on the other one. But then of course the one you killed comes back to life, but you have had that time to kill and you go back to like kind of thing. And the only reason why this fight is actually fun to me is because you have the pillars to use. Without the pillars, this would be another one of those fucking annoying fights, but because you can separate them with the pillars and hide behind them for their throwy flame attack, it definitely becomes, I think, my favorite double fight. And double fights are usually my thing, so it's pretty good. I think you deserve the spot in A, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put you under Dragonkin here. Actually fun fight, surprisingly. Noble, he becomes a fucking marshmallow ball. He should be below here. Grafted Scion, our first ever boss. He slapped the shit out of me and screamed in my face. I still don't know how to fight these guys. They do so many things. I dodge an attack and I'm like, oh sick, I dodged it. And then he just comes with like 7 other hands following that. He has a flurry move and shit. Like, it's pretty sick. I love the design. But fight itself, I don't really think it's anything special. It's cool though. Grave Warden Duelist. Just a decent guy. He's pretty fun. He's slow. He hits hard. He has a buff where he hits fucking hard. Where else am I gonna put you, low B? Kindred of Rots. This fucking sperm shooting shrimp. Nah, get, you know, go in D. You're not as bad as these fucking bastards. Next we got Leonidas DiCaprio. Sick ass fight, man. This felt so cool. Especially just the way the arena was like down on the beach next to the tree. It also gives you an amazing weapon, and I think his fight is just cool as hell. And his variants for the entire game are still the ones that hit the hardest. Wherever you meet them, they're just always there to slaughter you. And their animalistic movements make it a little bit harder to dodge than others. We'll put you just below Agil. Now we got the Lich Dragon 46. One of the fucking coolest dragon fights once again, just because it's a black dragon with red lightning moves. Are you kidding me? And if you have not heard this guy's OST, please, I beg you, listen to it. No, actually, I'm gonna make you listen to it right now. What the fuck? And for the way that you're just in a dream, and if you look at the sky in there, it looks like a fucking painting. And it's actually one of the bosses that is like hidden behind a quest line for once. And now I was expecting that with some of the endings, but it's actually one of those that has done that. And I loved it. And I think for just being the most epic shit ever, and when he does that move where he takes 2 fucking spears out of the sky that are lightning, plus the OST blasting like that, he deserves low ST. Lion Guardian. Not much to say about this guy. He just slices you a little bit. Looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. His jump attack is pretty satisfying to dodge. He jumps around. I like his animations. We'll do him low B. Loretta, not of the Helic Tree. Cool fight. We fought them in both spirit form and actual form. A horse riding battle mage. That is so cool. And just design plus its fun moves to dodge is actually a very fun fight. I'll put it here in low A. Mad Pumpkinhead. Hey, it's you. You have very low health. We only meet you boss version like once down that little cave there. It's memorable because of your name, which is funny. I'm gonna put you above Lion Guardian. Mimic tier. Lots of games have their own take on the mimic style boss, you know? All the way back in like Zelda 2 or some shit. A lot of series obviously do like the evil version of the main guy. So it's just based on what kind of build you go, you know. I've seen you can just take off your clothes and just have a fist fight with him. It's pretty much create your own boss. You can like put on whatever build you want, go in there, change back to your original build, and you can have a fight with a fucking mage as a warrior or whatever. And for that concept alone, you deserve to be like low A, just because it's... I love the fact that it's original no matter what, every single time. Miranda the Blighted Bloom, the flower fight down the cave. Probably the best boss in the game, except it's just a flower. Low D. Moog is one of my favorite fights. Gotta be honest with you, it's fucking amazing. But I'm gonna put you here in high A, because the third fight is actually Moog, Lord of Blood. I got here around 30 to 50 levels below recommended, because you guys are actually sickos. But I had so much fun with this fight, even though he two-shots, and even though he has that blood move that actually can be countered. And also, you can get the shackle for him, I'm pretty sure. So there are ways to beat him if it's too hard, but I think the fight itself is just so fun. And if I was just put in a room with him right now, I could beat him first try without a doubt. Because how telegraphed his moves are and how fun it is. It just feels amazing to dodge and shit. And the concept of him just like doing damage to you, where you can't even dodge it or anything, is both annoying but also pretty fucking cool, because you gotta have that in mind by the time you get there. You gotta have at least 2 flasks extra. What an amazing fight this was. I might have to put you above Dragonlord, just because he has what Dragonlord has, except for the arena. The arena is sick. Dragonlord arena is fucked up though. But Moog has pretty much all the other epic aspects of it, not to mention he's the twin brother of Morgoth. An amazing fight, love it. Magma Worm, this is also a cool fight. I actually like this fight. Just a magma plus like a land dragon, so cool. I'll put him with the other dragons here, I think. And now here comes the most controversial pick of them all. Millennia Blade of Miquella. Hands down the hardest boss in the game, for me personally. Probably most others, depending on what build you had, of course. And if you do mimic cheese thing where you can infinitely stagger and stuff, of course, that's what I'm saying. Like, every boss can be cheesed in some sort of way, so people will all have different like opinions on every single boss. Other than for dragons, this was the one place where I was so happy I went bleed, because the bleed actually staggers her, and that alone, like the damage was nice and all, but the stagger was what really saved my ass in this fight. I think with two-handed you can probably stagger her a lot as well, and with certain Ashes of War or spells you can probably cheese the shit out of her, especially with magic. Actually, if you get to second phase, dodge the bloom thing and just stand there shooting her for like 5 seconds, like you can do the tactic I did but from afar. The fight itself, I literally feel like an anime fight, let's be honest. It's sick. You're dodging around, she does these little like and of course the reason why people will say she is the worst boss in the game and others will say she's the best boss in the game is the flurry move, the what is it called, waterfowl dance or something. It was the most secular thing in the game, but in this case you can't even parry it. And I am not a huge fan of trial and error moves in a game like this, because if you stayed spoiler free as we tend to do when we do our first playthroughs, you will 99% of the time die from that waterfowl move. At max vigor it one-shots you without even using half of it, and it feels like utter bullshit, and a lot of people will still say it's utter bullshit. But I think what proves that it's doable is that people can do no-hit runs without fail, meaning that it is possible to dodge all of it, and I even did it like twice, I think. Usually I get hit by like 1 or 2 of the tiny hits, which doesn't matter, but when you actually dodge it, it feels great. So like you run away from the first one, iframe the second one, and then you kind of have to make her go in your direction and then do like a 90-degree curve around her, because she like flies towards you and then spins towards you. So if you spin the same way away from her, it's possible to dodge the entire thing, which I like. When I learned that, the fight was like 2,000 times easier. It's actually pretty hard to rank her though. She's just sick, and I think she still deserves S tier, and I'll put her under Nile actually. Next up is Malekith the Black Blade, the man with my favorite OST of the entire game, if it isn't Eldon Beast. Those two are like competing for my favorite. It's this theme. I know like at least half of you have not heard the full theme. You've heard some of the theme, it's like, oh cool. The full theme is like, let me listen to this shit. Just listen to this. And then suddenly, Makes me teary-eyed. Just fucking, it's so fucking epic and dark. His design mixed with the fight itself, mixed with this OST, mixed with it being the final area of boss of the Asgard area. The first phase, I don't even care much for it. It's actually harder than second phase because it's less telegraphed. He's jumping on the fucking pillars that are in the arena as well, shooting these things at you. Using, by the way, the same black flame that the Black Knife Assassins do, which takes away your max health, which we saw in the fight. Because if I remember correctly, it's Rani that has the Black Knife focus, right? I really like it. I think we'll put him just below Dragonlord. I think Dragonlord has all Malekith has without the annoyance of the first phase, I think. Because the first phase of Malekith is a cool fight on its own, but if you're trying to rush it, you're gonna get slapped around a bit, and he hits fucking hard, throws rocks at you. I like it, but I think that fight would only be around like A+ itself. If it was Malekith for the entire thing, and then he goes mental after halfway, he might be the best boss in the game. And here we got the boy Margit, the Fell Omen. The first fight here with Margit. Of course, it's just a fun fight. I'm gonna put you just below Godric. I might actually think he's more fun than Godric. Not as fun as Moog though. They're both like their first phase, yeah, or like weak version or whatever. Oh, and next we got Morgott right here. Morgott, you deserve S tier. I'll put you just below Millennia. I'm really glad we got this fight. When I first saw Margit and I was like, why they end on like this guy who isn't even a demigod? And he's alive, probably, in the test. His fight really did feel incomplete, but it's like, it's a taste of what's to come. And I love the way that they like followed through with that. And of course he was gonna come back, and he reveals himself as Morgott. Knight's Cavalry, the Knight guys, they're pretty funny. Some of the only like real jousting fights we get, so that alone is pretty cool. I'll actually put you here, above Clean Rotten Black Knife, below Cemetery. Fun little fights, nothing special. It's just he slaps, you slap him, he slaps, you slap him. You can make him fall off the horse, which is a nice touch. You can fight him on ground also, pretty cool. He can come back on his horse too. Just a normal fight. Then we got a Nox duo. Not very memorable. They're just in there. Slam them real quick. So we'll just put you in C-. Omen Killer. Hey. I like the design of these guys. It's just Capra Demon pretty much in terms of combat. I'll put you just below Falling Star Beast here in B. Patches. Wait, this was a fight? Onyx Lord. Pretty cool. I like these guys. The first time we met one of them, he like sucked you in and shit. The first time we saw any of the gravity magic, actually. Again, we'll just put you just above Omen Killer. Perfumatricia, nothing special. We'll put you down here. Putrid Tree Spirit. These little bastards, which surprisingly, I actually like. The first encounter, it was like literally something straight up Bloodborne. We saw that shit down in the castle. And then of course there are lots of them later. And it's surprisingly one of the fights that I have a very easy time with in terms of dodging. For some reason, they feel so telegraphed, even though you can't even see what the fuck's going on. You can just dodge them every time without fail. And they have like, what, like 3-4 moves. And once it does its fire move, you can just stand there slapping it like 7 times. So it's pretty damn easy. First impressions were very good. The design is fucking amazing. Maybe a little bit too big. But overall, they're pretty fun. I'm gonna put you actually above Erdtree Avatar here, just below Bellbearing. And now we got Radagon of the Golden Order. I mean, when he does the stance and the fucking title theme blasts, it was insane goosebumps. What a good idea. And it's been done before, of course. It's a sick fucking trope in games, and I wish they would do it more. It was the same feeling I got when I first heard this, like the title theme. I heard the ping, plun, and I was like, oh, and it's the best way to make you feel like the journey is coming to an end. You're hearing the first thing you ever heard opening up this game for the first time, whenever, oh, however long that is ago. Not to mention the theme itself fucking slaps. It's so good. And the fight is decent. It's pretty fun. Telegraphed moves. He's flying at you, he's throwing fucking lightning spears at you. He learns a teleport move during his second little phase. Not extremely easy, not extremely hard. It's pretty damn balanced and shit, because obviously it's the first phase of a bigger fight. And for the music, for the design, for the lore, I'll put you above Millennia. I'll put you just under Nile. Red Wolf of Radagon. I just love the way that they did the kind of Sith throwback with this one. Blade in the mouth. It's a mage wolf, which is new. Very fast, very squishy. Enjoyable fight though. I'll probably put you here. Reichardt, Lord of Blasphemy. Our one and only true gimmick fight. And what a good one at that. Design wise, probably one of the best designs in the game. It was just a giant giant Hydra snake, and then he has this face on and he fucking pulls out the blasphemous sword and all that. Man, once again, just the spectacle of it all brings it so high because of the scale of things. It's just you fucking using a serpent hunter thing, giant air moves, of course extremely reminiscent of Yhorm and the Storm King from Demon Souls. The Reichardt fight, it honestly deserves to be up here, man. One of the most memorable moments of the game, definitely in terms of demigod fights. The voice acting was beautiful, as well as the music, as well as the fight, as well as the design, as well as the everything. It was just overall really good. We'll put you here just above Nile and under Godfrey. Scaly Misbegotten. It's one of those guys. Not an extremely good fight. We'll probably just put you in the same category down here as these fellas. Below Grave Warden. Sir Gideon Ofnir. Now this is an easy fight, and I'd probably like put him in C or low B, but after the second playthrough and seeing that he literally does moves depending on what you have killed. It's obviously meant as like you have gone back and given him info about it, which I didn't do in my second playthrough, but he still had learned them, so it's triggered by just killing the boss, or else he would have no moves if you didn't go to him. So yes, I just killed Godric, Renala, Godskin Duo, and then he was just doing moves from those only. It was actually fucking cool to see. And then of course when we did him the first time, he did Millennius moves. Just love the idea of that, and that alone deserves the spot in like lower-ish A here. Soldier of Godric. Nah, it's not as good as Patches. Spirit Caller Snail. We met two of these guys. It's just like the concept of it's cool. Spawn a guy, but you can go kill it itself. It's nothing special, right? It's cool though. Also, I think I need to move Commander O'Neill up. I've been looking at him, I'm like, he doesn't deserve to be down here in C. Let's put him below Falling Star Beast to MB. The Regal Ancestor Spirit. It has close to the same feeling as Eldon Beast has, while Eldon Beast is like, I'm one with the universe right now. Regal Ancestor Spirit, of course, is like, I'm one with fucking nature. I am Pocahontas slapping away at this guy. Arena is amazing. The glowing of it, the way it so gently dances in the sky. Yes, here. We'll put it here. Renala here. Another gimmicky-ish fight. Obviously not a full one like Reichardt. You also have to fight out there. It's a decent fight. It's probably my least favorite demigod fight. But the thing is, it's fun the first time when you figure out what's going on. I like those puzzle-ish kind of bosses. Then once you figure it out, you can just go slap those three things and then just fucking slap her away, first phase done. But the arena there is creepy, and I love the way that they're like crawling on the floor, they're throwing and using telekinesis to throw shit at you. And then the arena for second phase though is the only thing that really drags it up for me. The shot of her with the moon behind, and it's the seemingly infinite water arena place. She's using all sorts of moon magic. And yeah, I think she still deserves to be like here below Regal Ancestor Spirit. It's a pretty good fight. Royal Knight Loretta. It's the exact same as the other Loretta from my understanding, so we'll put it here. Royal Revenant. These guys are bastards. It's not a bad fight though. It's pretty squishy, but it's fast and it's dangerous, and it can spit on you, throw up on you. I'll put you here. The Rune Bear. These fucking guys. They're some of the hardest enemies still. It has this one lunge move where it just does it instantly, just runs into you, does a lot of damage. This is as much a mini boss as the other fuckers here. I'm gonna actually put you below here. Actually, no, Snail below, but below Lion Guardian. And here we got Radan. Another controversial boss. A lot of people fucking hate this fight. And people really had weird experiences with this game. I loved this fight. First of all, the hype with the fact that he has a fucking festival to kill him. And the first time you step into the arena, you're just in a crimson desert. And then you also take into account the fact that his lore, the reason he's on this steed, you've seen the cutscenes with him, his design, the way he's fucking giant. And then one of the most memorable moments up to this point in the game. When you've been spawning all these guys on him, we're slapping away at him, it's like a whole war against this one god. He suddenly jumps away. And it's like, what the fuck just happened? You're looking around, you're like, what? Is this even intended? Then you hear like a sound from somewhere, and you look the direction, and you look in the sky, and there's like a fucking star is falling on you. And he's just like flying in as a meteor. And that just changes the color of the entire arena as well. And he now starts to use even more gravity magic and throw rocks at you. I do understand the people who don't like this fight, but it's one of the fights that can be done easy if you want it to be done easy. For me personally, I really like this fight. I think it actually deserves a spot up here. Just for being one of the most memorable bosses, for being fucking epic, and for being one of the faces of the game. We're gonna put you up here, just under Reichardt. Just a version, a hard version of one of the trolls we've been seeing. We've been fighting one in the very beginning of the game as well, down through the beach. Pretty cool. He's got like a big slam attack and stuff, but nothing special. I do prefer fighting you over Lion Guardian and Rune Bear though, so we'll put you down here. Tibia Marina, that's my boy right here. Concept itself deserves to be like an A. Fight itself is like a C, so we're gonna put him in B. We'll put him above the snail here. Tree Sentinel. That was actually took a while for us to get to this guy. I forgot about this guy for a bit. First challenge you get when you get to Limgrave is this bastard just stood there waiting for you. It is honestly very cool, and it's a fun fight. It's a fight that teaches you a lot if you do decide to fight him early on. Especially if you're new to these kind of games, you know, learning iframes. You can even do horse combat here if you want, if you got Torrent before. And also he's a meme, a very memorable fight. He's cool. We'll put him above Loretta. Valiant Gargoyle. Same as the Black Kindred, pretty much, right? Like, it's a double fight though. And in my experience, it wasn't a bad boss fight because they kinda, for me at least, the other guy was just hanging back while I was slapping this guy, and then they kinda like switched out at one point, and I slapped that guy instead, and the other guy just stood behind instead of just going fucking mental on me, which I appreciate. Wormface. He's just a guy. He's just the same as like the troll guy, I'd say. I'm gonna put him just below troll. Abductor Virgins. This was a strange fight. Wasn't hard, wasn't very special. It's just dodge this, hit him once, go over here. Dodge this, hit him once, go over here. Like most double fights are. Yeah, we'll put him low here. And we'll also put Spirit Caller down here. Adan, Thief of Fire. My boy. He was pretty cool just because of the spell he has. The big fire thing, you know, it's pretty sick. We'll put him above here. Alabaster Lord, same as Onyx guy. Electo. Black Knife Ringleader. I've been waiting for this one since I placed the Black Knife Assassin in B. Electo, on the other hand, is a fully fledged assassin fight. A good one without his bullshit stealth mechanic that's fun once and then annoying. He has a big fucking health bar, he's pretty late, and he does crazy damage. He's fucking fun. Favorite assassin fight in the game for sure. We'll put him above Renala, honestly. It's a good fight. I really enjoy this fight. Ancestor Spirit, it's the exact same as Regal, so we'll put it there. Ancient Hero of Zamor. It's the same as the one we fight in, is it the same we fight in the Everjail? Well, it's the same fight. And I think they're on level with Bloodhound. I really like this fight. We can put it below Billbearing though. I like Billbearing. Very elegant fights. I love the movements of it. And it's made easy by the fact that once the second phase starts, you can literally just smack her. Like, she doesn't do anything. You just smack her up. Estel. Yeah, I forgot about you for a bit. Estel's design is fucking ridiculous. Arena is fucking ridiculous. What a very nice and cool fight it is. I'll put you just below Renala, I think. And I'll do the same with the other one. Only reason it's like high A is design and being cool. Alone, those two. And then I think we're missing like Deathbird. Deathbird, I'd probably put like mid B, high B maybe. And then we got Asgard, Priest of Blood. I haven't fought him yet, but I'd imagine he probably is around B as well if we fight him. It's a guy, so yes. But there we go. That's my tier list of Elden Ring. There are lots of these we can just be like, oh, that's it. Or, you know, I'm not gonna sit here for like 5 hours perfecting this. This is just a rough overview of what I think the bosses are. I've said my piece on all of them. And I think the most important in these are obviously the favorite fights, and when looking at these I can't help but smile because these fights are fucking amazing. I think actually we'll put Elimer below here. Lich Dragon 46 deserves it. Thank fucking god I didn't do a full Soulspawn list. I should probably do that on stream or something. That's fucked up. That would take like 7 hours. I rambled on a little bit in this. It's because it's so fresh now that I remember them all so clearly. But yeah, that's gonna have to do it for this video. I actually want to know, what are your 3 favorite fights in the game? And a reason to. I'm very interested to hear what your guys' favorite fights are, because I feel like I don't understand completely the ones you like. Also, leave a like, please. It helps out so much. Check me out on Twitter, second channel, stream. All the links are in the description. Of course, subscribe if you're new around here. And as always, my name is Smith, and thanks for watching.